What up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. This week's episode, we're going to be talking about a couple of different things. The first thing that we're going to be talking about is fuel maps and tuners. Last week, I installed a DynoJet PowerVision 4 on my motorcycle on Sharkbait here. And I was going to do this big in-depth video about how to install it and how to, run through the app and do all the things. But it turns out that video would have been about 6 minutes because it's literally that easy. So we're just going to talk about it for a little bit, but then I got a fun part that we're going to install today. So let's get into it. So the tuner literally plugs right into your bus connection right behind this panel. If you are on a M8 or Rushmore, I should say Road Glide, it's literally just that little red connection. You just unplug it from that and you plug in your tuner, you tuck the tuner away and you put your side cover back on, and you start your bike, but you don't turn it on. You just turn the ignition on, but you're not actually starting the motorcycle. And on the DynoJet app, it will pick up the tuner unless you're at a bike show, and then it's gonna try to pick up like 30 or 40 tuners that's within range of your phone. So if you're like in your garage, it makes it really easy. You pull up the app on your phone, it links it directly to it. You hit read the ECM. It'll take a couple of minutes to read the bike's actual ECM. And then you hit auto tune and you go on a ride. Or unless you ordered it from FuelMoto like I did, FuelMoto will actually send you the tuner with a pre-programmed flash on it, with a tune on it, that is programmed for your specific exhaust, your specific intake, and any other modifications that matter, right? So if you have, and they have anything, you literally just type in they have like a little box at the bottom of their website, and you literally say exactly what you got, and the dudes at FuelMoto program the actual tuner with a specific map for your motorcycle. And I did that, and so when I installed it and I had my phone turned on and did all the things, I already had a map to start with, right? Which is better than just nothing, right? So I just hit flash, took a couple of seconds, I turned the bike off, turned it back on, good to go. So the rest of this episode, outside of that, is going to be installing, as the thumbnail suggests, some Memphis Shades handguards. So these handguards, they weren't my the original ones that I wanted to go with. The original ones I wanted to go with were Clockworks. But if any of you guys know, those are next to impossible to get a hold of right now. I don't know why, I don't know what's going on, but I've been waiting since September of last year for a set of Clockworks handguards to become available on their website or anyone else's website, and they have been sold out. And anytime they get a new one, they're sold out in seconds. So I've given up on getting a set of Clockworks. Maybe in the future, they'll actually stock their shelves with them, and then I'll purchase a set of them at that point. But until then, we're gonna go with the brand that I used to have on my Lowrider S. I had a 2020 Lowrider S with these on there, and I loved them. So what we are going to do today is install these. It's kind of tricky with a Road Glide, and when we install these on Sharkbait, I may or may not have to roll my handlebars back a little bit for clearance purposes. Because if you think about it, if you're on a Road Glide, your fairing is fixed. It doesn't rotate with your handlebars. So you kind of have to think about that when installing anything on your handlebars. You want to make sure that at full crank, left or right, that you're gonna have clearance between your fairing and anything mounted. So we're gonna find out today if these Memphis Shades handguards are going to give me enough clearance. And like I said, if it actually does bump the fairing, I'll try to roll the handlebars back a little bit and we'll see if that works. So let's get to unboxing. So in the box, we have our handy dandy hardware, some lock washers, mounting bracket for the other side, instructions, and the handguards themselves. So shiny. Get that out of here. So as you can see, the instructions are pretty simple. So, you know, if you have trouble with this, I don't know what to tell you. Pretty easy stuff. So the first thing it's gonna want us to do is mount these little grommet things inside of the mounting holes on the handguard itself. So let's do that. In order to do that, you have to pull these off, which is a 7/16 wrench. So first step, place the grommets inside of these mounting holes, just like that. And if any of you guys have ever bought any products from Memphis Shades before and you've had their fairings, you already know this process. They basically do the same thing for their fairings as well. This grommet style. Bam, just like that. Next step is to place this. You're gonna wanna see that on the outside. You just wanna place it to the hole. And on the other side, you will see that it is shaped, so that way you don't have to have a wrench on both sides. This will not rotate, you just tighten it down. Use your 7/16 wrench to tighten these down. And again, guys, this is all made out of ABS plastic, so you don't gotta go crazy with torquing these things down. You will crack the plastic, so be easy on it. Done. Let's move on to the next one. So if you notice, depending on your motorcycle, if you have a hydraulic clutch, you don't have to really worry about this. But if you have a cable clutch and then a hydraulic front brake, you will notice that the cable for your clutch, the actual housing is larger, and therefore you're not gonna have the clearance, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So if you see this side, this bracket is perfect for mounting it just like that, and you'll have enough clearance. But this one is much smaller, which means that this side bracket is designed for this side because it actually mounts on your mirror stem. So make sure that when you're doing this, you have the right bracket on the right side. And I didn't put these washers on there. I probably should. So I'm gonna have to take that one apart anyways to redo it so I can put these washers on. I don't know why they're there, but might as well. Have you guys ever been like putting a part on your car or your motorcycle and you end up not using all of the pieces and you think, well, it's gotta be because I'm just more efficient. You like find a missing bolt, or like you're not sure if the kit came with an extra bolt, so you go, well, I'm just more efficient, making it lighter. I do that all the time. I end up having to take it all apart and put it back together because it's the peace of mind thing, you know? So again, on this side, we're repeating the process, just putting these grommets in there, just like this. If you've never done this before, it can kind of be a little bit of a pain in the ass, but we good. Put those on first. Oh, I get why they're there. Everybody's happy. Voila. Yeah, I had to make sure I was putting them on right. Yep, we're good. All right, now that we got the mounting brackets installed, the next step is to disconnect your mirrors.
Oh, sorry! Hand, sorry!
And then these slip in under it and your mirror stem goes right through it. Bob's your uncle. And normally, when you guys are doing this, you would use a 1/2 inch socket on this, but I actually have aftermarket mirrors. So we're gonna see if this is even gonna work anyways with these Advan black mirrors. Should. The principle is the same. Make sure you use the supplied lock washer and you put the right one on the right side. So this is gonna get a little tricky. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fish this up through it, put this down on top of it, then put the lock washer. All right, everyone's happy. So once you get that started, what you're gonna wanna do is kind of like, hang on, let me show you first what this looks like. So that's gonna kind of be what you're going for. This on top and this threaded through. But once you kind of get this thing, let me put my camera down. You're gonna kind of want to position kind of where you think you want it. And then you're gonna want to cinch it down. The pain in the ass part about this is you also have to think about your mirrors positioning at the same time as this. You kind of have to hold everything in place, make sure you have enough clearance in there. And then we're gonna show you the other thing you gotta watch out for. Okay, so that's cinched down. Now before we put the other one on, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure we have enough clearance from there to there at full crank. Plenty of room. Holy cow, I can't believe I was stressing out about that. So now that that side's on, let's move on to the next side. All right, now a moment of truth. Let's make sure that we aren't gonna be bumping into the fairing. That's full crank. Plenty of room on both sides. Now, final step should be verify that your mirrors are still in a good position. You don't want to be, after installing something like this on the road, and then you look in your side view mirror and you can't see Now you're trying to adjust your mirror while you're riding. No one wants to do that, so let's just go ahead and do that now. Honestly, not that bad. Boom and boom, too easy. And just like that, Memphis Shades handguards on shark bait. It's relatively, you know, they're pretty pricey, but overall, they're a relatively inexpensive modification for your motorcycle that can improve quality of life while you're riding tremendously. With stock handlebars, you don't really have to worry about cold air hitting the front of your hands because your hands are actually being covered up by the fairing. The reason why I'm putting handguards on it is with this handlebar setup, my hands have been brought up above the level of the fairing, and all this cold air slams right into my hands, and my hands hurt enough as it is. So anything to kind of keep my hands out of the cold air, I'm gonna do it. So yeah, and maybe you guys have experience with this as well, but let me know in the comment section below if you've ever been riding and you've had like a bug the size of a chihuahua slap into your hand as you're riding and it hurts so bad. It's ridiculous how much that actually hurts when that happens. So this also prevents that from happening. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below with the Memphis Shades handguards. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe them down, get all my grubby fingerprints off of them, and we'll do one last look at the bike, and then we'll call it an episode. Oh yeah. Mucho better. Doing one last check to make sure that my fingers have enough room between the handguard and the actual levers themselves. Because that would also suck. Put on winter gloves and all of a sudden you try to jam your hands in there and you don't have access, so make sure you do. So straighten out the handlebars and that's kind of what it looks like. Looks kind of mean, don't it? But anyways, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode. It was a relatively quick one, but then again, we were installing a relatively easy part to install. Not too much to discuss there, but it's kind of one of those guilty pleasure things. Is this an absolute necessary modification on a motorcycle? No, no it is not. It looks really cool and I really like the styling of it, but it's not like a must-have. So in that way, it's kind of a guilty pleasure thing, but it does actually serve a purpose. But yeah, if you guys are interested in Memphis Shades handguards, I bought these off of Memphis Shades' website and they were like 80 bucks shipped to my house. So there you go. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys have handguards, why or why not. And I look forward to showing you guys an auto-tune session here in the future. The episode most likely after this one will be my first auto-tune session with the DynoJet PowerVision 4. Let me know what you guys think of that choice of tuner and what tuner do you guys have on your motorcycles. I really appreciate you guys stopping by to watch my videos. Take it easy, keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down. I'll see you guys when I see you.